scream like you're living things every day, and this podcast disgusts me. Listen, a discretion is advised.
I hate my Mama Duns days, and I really could go for some enchiladas. Hey, John, it's me, Gazorpazorp Field. Boy, fuck you, John, you fucking dumb, stupid idiot.
Come on, Gazorpazorpfield, go easy on me, huh?
You dumb, stupid, weak, pathetic, white, guilt, milk toast piece of human garbage.
Jeez, Gazorpazorpfield, that's, you're pretty mean to me, but that takes the cake.
I don't give a fuck. I'm Gazorpazorp fucking Field, bitch. Now give me my fucking enchilada.
You're listening to the American
We're going.
Entertainment Network.
I've started a conversation upstairs about you and the P word.
What's the P word?
Well, I don't know what's going on with Facebook, but we're live on Podbean. Yeah, I am. You're over there. It won't connect? Gotcha. So the live feed on Facebook is going to be a minute. So we'll just, I'm going to actually fade this out because I found out this is a legitimate song, actually. No, just stop. Okay. Hello, we're here. And nobody can hear because nobody's listening on here yet, and you're not doing anything. So I'll just sit here and babble for a few minutes and whine about stuff. It's raining like hell, and I did not fix my inflatable pumpkin guy out in the yard, so it's bent over a tree like it's humping it. I just left it. I was too bored. I didn't feel like getting wet, and it looks kind of neat, so I just left it there. Anything?
We're getting there. I have to get through 6 things to get to one.
Oh my God. Yeah, we still haven't figured this out. It's been over a year.
It's not us. This is
Yeah, I know. We need to get like another laptop and just run a live feed off of that. So someday when this thing dies, there we go. Now we're live on Facebook-ish, I think. Let's see. There we go.
Welcome to the show.
Yay, there we are.
All right. Well, you're tuned to you're not really tuned. You're clicked on or listening to.
My God, my head looks particularly swollen today.
The P word.
What are you going to do? So. Oh, wait, somebody liked something. No, it just said you're live. There we go. Whatever.
Yeah, my computer's frozen.
Oh, for God's sake. Well, it's running.
Something's going on with the, my mother-in-law must be downloading something.
Oh, all that Pornhub stuff.
I don't think she even knows what that is.
That. You don't have to know what it is. You just do a search and it comes up.
I don't think she even knows what that is. All right, somebody waved. It's Patty Phillips. Hello, Patty Phillips. Welcome to the fray, if you will.
Definitely fray.
As we step into another week. I got to get the mute going.
Yeah.
And another week has passed. And we might be doing some Tuesdays here and there during the next few weeks. It depends on what's happening. There could be live feeds during Halloween.
Yeah, we got to figure that out. I know.
So
next week, Monday's bad for me. And then
we can do Tuesday next week.
So we'll do Tuesday next week. And then obviously Halloween, we can't be down here.
Yeah.
Because we have to work. So
that's good stuff. So there's the next couple weeks are gonna be weird. And the next couple, I guess it's like the next 8 weeks, my original band can't practice until Thursdays. So that negates, any need to move anything else around, around that. So,
yeah.
And we have a bunch of shows coming up. I mean, there's a lot of,
there's
three Instinct shows coming up. There's one this week at the Rusty Nail to benefit autism. And that's with Pistol Razor, Midhaven, and Scott McClatchy, who we have had on the show. And then Saturday night, I am playing with Old School at Pagoda Motorcycle up in Reading. And then Instinct is also playing on November 4th at Screwballs with Whiskey Grin and Ghosts of the Mill. I believe that's the name of the band. And then in November, we're playing Tease Giving with the band Tease, Roughhouse.
Oh, I see what you did there.
That's on 11/26. That's the actual name of the show, is the Tease Giving Show.
Makes sense.
And that will be with Rat Rod as well.
Cool.
So that's pretty cool. But there's lots of cool old school stuff coming up. So like I said, this weekend we're doing Pagoda Motorcycles Halloween show, and that is open to the public. That's in Reading, Pennsylvania.
They're good folks.
And then the following week, it's Halloween weekend. And Old School will be doing Peppers in King of Prussia on the Friday night, which I believe is the 28th. And the 29th, we will be doing Screwballs in King of Prussia, doing their annual Halloween festival party thing.
Are you going to dress up?
Mike and I have discussed that, and we feel the band should dress up.
Mm-hmm.
However, we feel that we would be the only ones showing up in attire, that we'd be looking foolish.
Well, you guys go in costume. You could say that Shaky's Vince Neil, and Mark can be Klaus Meine.
I think it could be Little Steven.
That too.
But
and I don't know who the hell Maddie would be.
But I don't want to.
Oh, he can be Lucifer from Supernatural.
There you go.
Yeah, that'll work.
But I don't want to be the only person standing there in a costume. Or Mike, that happened to Lenny and I. We both got dressed up one year when Lenny Martelli was in the band, and we were all dressed up. And there might have been other. I think Eric Cairns came as Jason Voorhees. His costume was awesome, but he couldn't wear the mask and play guitar and sing.
Yeah,
so that had to come off.
I never know what to do. I remember.
I think I had the skeleton on my back.
One year,
well,
you should just get a stuffed monkey and put it on your back and say you're a heroin freak.
Right.
We went to my sister and brother-in-law had a Halloween party at their house. So I dressed as Pelly Lindbergh, the Flyers goalie who died in a car accident.
Yeah. Was this before or after?
After.
Okay.
So
So were you dead?
Pelly Lindbergh? Yeah. I put like a Flyers uniform on, like an old jersey that I didn't care about. Got blood all over my face. I put put pieces of glass all on my face.
Some Porsche parts.
Went to a U-Haul and put a steering wheel around my neck.
There you go.
So we went, and I'm drenched in blood. And it really wasn't a Halloween party. It was a wedding reception.
Oh boy.
So the bride was horrified.
This has happened to you more than once.
Oh, yeah. Well, at work, I never do it either.
Mm-hmm.
I remember one time I wanted to do it when I was working at this place called Navtech, and I didn't really feel like I'd only been there a couple of months. I didn't feel like I should be doing this. And then the head of HR walks past, and he's the guy that used to walk past my desk every day and go, "Hey, pussy." He was dressed full on Jason Voorhees, like movie quality version of it.
Mm-hmm.
And he actually had interviews that day. And I'm like, okay. And one time I just bit the bullet, and when I was at Quest and I wore the Judge Dredd costume, the whole thing.
Oh, that's great.
No one noticed. No one else dressed up, just me, and no one said a word.
They were probably scared.
Well, I was like,
what's with the new janitor?
Do I come dressed like this every day? Do you expect shit like this from me? I just gave up.
So I once again, I think people are kind of confused about our night.
Yeah, sorry about that.
There's literally
there's none.
We had a few for a little while, but
it's
not
early
that my
too.
son's listening, but I'll say it on here. It's his birthday today. He's 25.
Happy birthday, David.
We took him out to dinner last night. It was kind of nice. He had both sets of his parents, because it takes 4 people to raise a child, apparently, in this world.
Yeah,
with my family.
Oh yeah, mine less is probably.
I think that was my phone buzzing over there. Somebody might text me, "Hey man,
is the show on?
Is the show on? What are you doing, man?
What's going on, man? I don't know." But yeah, I mean, are we gonna dress up for down here for Halloween if we do it?
I don't
next
know,
week?
man. Because it's, what are you gonna do? You get dressed up, and then it's, how do you? I can't talk through a mask.
You don't wear a mask. I'm gonna just wear some old costume from before.
But my costume is usually whatever is on my face.
Yeah.
I did. Speaking of that, I got that skeleton head things. Hey, Joanne's on.
Hey, Joanne.
Feel free to call in, Joanne. You can do that if you wish through either Podbean, or you can call in through Jim's Facebook page. If you send him an IM, and then he can loop you in through a phone call.
This is what I'm going to dress for.
Well, that would work. That's the 70s, Fro.
I'm not going to do it here. Because
Yeah.
with that and the headphones, I'm already like I just took a shower before I came down, and I'm still dying. So the last thing I need to do is wear a wig. But I'm doing this for our meeting.
That would look good.
Yeah, I have the
So,
jersey.
I didn't even, it's funny that Joanne, his name is Perry.
Yeah.
Jim Perry. Let's see if I can, but
I could try to. You want me to set up a room? One of those thingy dingies?
you could try that.
Let me try that.
The funny thing is, I have a story to tell her if we can get her online. She's going to,
See if we can set up.
it's interesting. Do. But yeah, he's working on getting you hooked up here in a second, Joanne. For those that don't know, and maybe I should wait till she's on the air, but Joanne is a booking agent in the southeastern Pennsylvania area, and she runs a company called 513 Entertainment. And my band Old School does a bunch of stuff with her, and so does my original band Instinct. And it's a very successful little enterprise she has going. She has some of the best bands playing at her venues, I have to tell you. And she covers a wide variety of venues. I will let her tell you what they are because I don't want to impede anybody else's venue or anything like that. But if you see Old School, there's a lot of places that we play that she's involved with. How's that going?
I'm going to put the link in right now.
Okay, so he's going to put a link in, Joanne, in the commentary on the feed, and then you can just click on that, and then that'll take you to the room.
There it is.
Okay,
I think that'll work.
see if that works, and then we should be able to hear her,
I think
which is always a little more fun than just typing words.
Yeah, I am in the room. Look at me go.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
There she is.
There she is.
You're putting me on a feed at nighttime?
See that? But
Sorry about that.
only we can see your picture.
That's a beautiful thing. Hey, guys. Hey, thank you for inviting me into your room.
Thanks for coming on.
That sounded kind of strange, but okay.
Yeah, it happens. Very, very
yeah, thanks.
infrequently, but it happens.
Yeah, thanks for the info share, Paul. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
It's a pleasure working with Old School and Instinct.
Likewise. I mean, we've had a long run together.
We have. It's been probably almost 10 years.
Yeah, at least.
Since the days of the peanut bar in Royersford. Yeah.
So a funny story. We had a thing happen this weekend, and I won't name the venue, but we have a place that we're playing for you in the next week. You could figure out where it is. And,
narrow it down.
and somebody offered us just a crap ton of money to go play a private party. And
really?
Yeah. So we turned that down, just so you know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
You're
thank
welcome.
you. I appreciate that because it just wouldn't be a Halloween weekend without the guys from Old School.
I mean, that's our home
people
base.
People are looking forward to it.
So
it's home base for you.
Wasn't Jeff Spicoli, was it?
It may have been.
No, I was just checking.
Maybe
I heard he.
a cousin of his.
I
I
got
don't
some
know.
money recently.
Oh,
That's funny.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
so
I'm glad you're sticking with us, and because we've already advertised, so we don't want to disappoint.
I
your
would
loyal
never.
fans.
I would never do that. I mean, there's
I
only
know you
there's only
wouldn't.
certain
There's
circumstances.
ethics for
Like
you.
yes, if somebody said, and the Spectrum's long gone, but I'll use that as an example. Hey, Paul, we'd like you to play at the Spectrum Saturday night or whatever it is. Yes, I will be there. Yes, I will cancel everything in my life to be at the Spectrum. You know what I mean?
That's right.
There's certain things that you
Playboy
do.
Mansion.
Well,
Well,
yeah,
that
maybe.
might-
I don't know. It depends if Bill Cosby's
that
there.
could probably work.
Bill Cosby. I don't know.
Slipping a roofie.
Well, yeah. That's just as long as you're done your set.
All of
first.
my heroes from my childhood are just destroyed.
Oh,
They're all gone. They're just destroyed.
yeah, they're all a mess. That's what I was
It's
talking.
unfortunate.
I saw a picture of Tug McGraw online recently, and he was with some woman, and he was like ogling her up and down. I'm like,
I could
Yeah,
have
man.
told you he was like that when I met him.
I know.
I'm the only person that had a bad experience with him.
My neighbor's dad worked with him for years at PNB.
They said he was great at Channel 6 when I worked there. They're
Yeah.
like, oh, he's a great guy. And I'm like, I must have met him on his worst day. He wanted a clock radio. He was there for a fucking clock radio.
Well, that's why.
And I interrupted
He probably
him.
had a bad day.
Hello, Mr. McGraw. Thank you. It's so nice to meet you.
Shut up, boy. I need a radio.
Yeah. Can you get this
Right.
kid out of here?
Right.
Yep.
He's like, oh God.
The stock boy came down.
Son, you're drooling.
He's wearing an Iron Maiden shirt. Get him back upstairs.
Why? I remember I met oh God, I can't even remember. I met Don Brashear from the Flyers. They're a gigantic enforcer, the last one they really had. Oh my God, it was awful. It was absolutely awful. Like I went up and said hi to him. I said, "Hey man, I loved your move the other day when you scored. You went down on your knees and that was great." And he's like,
Oh,
I'm like, "Thank you for your time."
wow.
See,
a
that's funny.
letdown.
Now, I did a thing. Well, it was probably 12, 13 years ago. It was right after the new base football stadium opened in Philly, Lincoln Financial. And my father got us passes to go in on, it was some sort of Eagles day, and they invited people in, and somehow he got passes. We got to go in the locker room, and we met a bunch of the players who were, I don't know why they were in there. It was like, it wasn't a day where they were going to do anything.
They like to be naked.
But there was a guy in there, and he was from the Eagles, and I don't remember his name at this point. He was this, well, they were all large fellas, but he was a beast of a man. And he was so nice to us, and so just really cool. You know what I mean? That stuck with me. I wish I remembered his name. That's a shame I don't. Maybe if he was nasty, I'd remember his name. Like Doug
You
McGraw.
probably would.
So,
Nice people. Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah.
Wow.
So I know. Meeting your heroes can sometimes be a letdown. I've said that
Oh, it
before on
always
the
sucks.
show. Yeah.
Like
you know?
I used to be like I still am I'm a
Yep.
huge fan of like John Cusack movies.
Yeah.
Back in the 80s and stuff when he was more like me. But now like I have a feeling I would meet him and just he'd be a dick.
He seems like a dick.
He looks like a dick. He seems like he's a dick.
Okay.
No, but I mean, who would you if you could meet and not a rock star because that's too easy. Like a movie or somebody, if you could meet someone, who would you want to meet? Like I have a hard time answering that question because I think that they would just be disgusted with me
I'd like to
bothering
meet
them.
Robert Downey Jr.
See, I would worry that he'd be like, late 80s Robert Downey Jr. and be like doing blow off a hooker's ass and we don't want to be bothered
He's
by
actually
me.
more like I saw an interview with him recently, and he is like sort of like a pseudo farm at his house. He has like a ranch, in California. He's got like emus and different things.
18 acres of weed.
And he's just like
poppies.
kind of goofy and fun and slightly irreverent is the way I would describe him in the interview that he was in. And it was an interview that was conducted over many hours. It wasn't like, they sat down with the cameras on him. Like they were walking around the property talking, and he came across very well.
This is where my llama takes a dump.
Right. It was really kind of like that.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
It's like David Lee Roth is somebody I don't want to meet because I'm afraid he'd be too bizarre. And he's not a movie star.
He looks
I'm
way
sorry.
too much like Dr. Smith now.
Well,
He looks just like him.
Yeah, it freaks me out. He's going to be like, "Oh, hello, dum
hear-
dum." No.
Yeah, I hear you. And a robot walks up behind
Yeah,
you.
I don't need that. I'm like, no, please be the guy from the Jump video, not this. So, but no, I can't. Yeah, I have a hard time trying to figure out anybody I would really want to meet.
yeah.
Because the only person I ever met, the only people I've ever met that were really nice, that were famous, were people I just ran into. Like one time, ran into Joe Frazier at a car wash.
Everybody says that guy, no matter what, always nice. My son took boxing
Super
lessons
nice
from him,
guy.
and he raved about him. And my ex-wife was working at a bank that he used to go to bank at, and he walked in one day and sat down and was hanging out with her, and she said he was just wonderful. He was just a complete gentleman. And I've heard that story repeatedly about Joe Frazier.
My mom was like, she was amazed at how softly he shook hands. I'm like, yeah, I'm probably going to crush your hand. Like,
Right.
great, Mom.
He didn't want the doctor bill.
Yeah. This guy, I mean, he's at a wash your own car place in Plymouth. He doesn't have that kind of money anymore.
Yeah. I think his old boxing place is a furniture store now on Broad
I
Street.
don't know. Smokey Joe's was a shithole.
Oh,
even when it
that was his?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was his.
I
Down there on the main line.
saw Crystal Rocks, and it might have been LeCompte. I'm not sure. It was two bands in one night. I think they had two stages in there.
Thirsty.
Okay. That was a long time ago. I mean, that was back in like 93 or 4. I was living in Roxborough at the time.
Yeah, and it didn't close much after that.
Now it's like townhomes.
Well,
They built
everything's townhomes. God.
Oh my God.
It's like I was looking at realtor.com for our town for King of Prussia, and I'm like, I can't afford to live here.
No. Wait.
Well, I can't
did you
afford to
see
sell anyway.
How high the house got this today? Next door?
Yeah, it's why I didn't think it was allowed to be
They
that
put
high.
the second story on, and the dormers are in the front yard. They were in front of my house
It's
for a
way
couple
high.
hours. Big.
Oh my God.
A house on our street burned down.
Oh yeah,
about a year
that's
and a
right.
half ago, and they
wow.
tore it down, and they're building a new building, and it's quite a monstrosity that they're building. And
It's a beast.
there's a sister house that the same builder is building on Henderson Road, and that house is going to go for about $800,000.
Oh wow.
which is just exorbitant for our block. I just,
I love what they're going to do to my property value.
oh yeah, I was saying my wife.
Oh
tonight,
yeah.
you're talking probably about 10 grand extra on your
Yeah.
property value after that house sells.
So my kid, when I die, my kid will be happy.
Sure,
Yeah.
as long
Oh,
as she
yeah.
doesn't live a life like
Hold
Pugsley.
on to it.
Oh yeah, I'm not going anywhere. They're going to drag my bloated carcass out of the front window because there's no way I'm moving again.
Joanne, is
Too
it,
many
what I
times.
said.
Too many times.
We're going to dive into a beer tasting in a second, but
Yeah.
is there anything you'd
Ah.
like to promote? I know there's a
Ah.
place that you do that I want to get old school in, and I'd like you to help us with that. But that
Okay.
T&J's, if you can
Yeah.
work on that, that'd be great for next year. Because I
Working
fired a
on
bar last year, so I need more bookings now.
it. Yeah. Yeah. I'm working on it, Paul. No worries. I got you. I got your back.
That would be cool.
I got your back. Yeah. I would like to talk about something if you guys have a minute before your beer
Absolutely.
tasting or while you're beer tasting.
Wait, you want to pop
so-
this?
Yeah,
All right, we'll
go
do
ahead.
this, but you do that first. We can wait. We're not alcoholics.
Oh,
I'm just gonna
no.
lick. I'm gonna lick
No,
my ice cube.
I don't mind if you. I don't mind if you indulge.
Yeah, we're good. Go ahead.
So Paul had mentioned about Band Together International. Of course, I'm the owner of 513 Entertainment, but back in 2020 when COVID shut all music down, I found myself pretty much without a job and nothing to do that I enjoy as much as, working on anything that has to do with music. So I started thinking how I could help out the music world and came up with a YouTube channel called Band Together International, where I interviewed bands around the world so that I could talk to them in the effort to help them sell their merch, keep their music and their name relevant because they couldn't tour and they couldn't subsequently sell their merch anymore. So they were dying on the vine. And it was funny because there was so much interest. I didn't have enough of me to go around to be able to do them, but I did about 17 of them. And I had started talking on my interviews that once COVID, allowed music to go back to the live performances again, that I would do follow-ups with these bands and, see where they are 2 years later, post-COVID.
Yeah.
And got a lot of interest about that. So there's a couple really cool things coming up. October 25th, I'm doing a second interview for Images of Eden. If you want to check them out, they're absolutely amazing. They're opening the show for Eric Martin of Mr. Big and the Michael Schenker 50th anniversary tour. And so they invited me backstage to do a second interview, and I'm super excited about that. These guys are truly amazing. Their music is inspirational, but it's hard rock and it hits you right where you live.
That's
if you
cool.
really listen, if you listen to the words and you sync it up with the music and get that in your head, it's crazy.
Are you going to meet Michael? Or are you going to get to talk to him?
I don't know, Paul. This is the first time, that isn't one of my tours.
Yeah.
that I'm actually off stage access back passes. So I'm hoping to at least get a glimpse of him and his band and Eric Martin after the interview. So I hope so. It would be a dream come true to be able to interview people of both of their caliber. I would be honored to do that, even just have a conversation with them and share it.
Eric Martin must be somewhat local because if I'm not mistaken, he's played at the Upper Merion band shell in summers past. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's got to be somewhere local. So
either that or he's friends with one of the supervisors.
Maybe if he's listening to your podcast tonight. Hey, Eric Martin.
Well, with the two people tuned in right now.
Your way.
Yeah.
3. Paul is here too.
Oh, good. Yeah. Up to 3. We're confusing people. We keep changing nights.
Yeah.
That's right. And the other half, and very exciting half about this Band Together International Live series, is the fact that on November 4th at Screwballs, we have Original Music Night. This is our second time, and we're planning on continuing it as long as we have the success that we had last year. But I have a feeling we're going to, and that features yours truly sitting next to you, Mr. Paul Adler, and his band Instinct.
I've heard of him.
And also Whiskey Grin from Browns Mills, New Jersey, and Ghosts of the Mill from, I believe they're from somewhere in Delaware. So, we're really looking forward to that, and we're actually turning it into a Band Together International live series event. So we're going to be streaming onto our YouTube channel, and it should get really exciting. We're going to have about 10, 15-minute interviews with all three bands. So yeah, we're really looking forward to that. It's going to be a good time.
That's awesome. I can't
Yeah.
wait.
Oh, I can't wait. I think it's going to be great. And Paul always does an amazing job with the production and the guys that he works with to get everything set up. Last year, it looked like any legit concert that you would go to, with the lighting, and the sound was magnificent. You know, and both bands, Ashes to Omens from Athens, Georgia, came up and played after Instinct, and it was amazing. It was a great night, and everybody really loved it. So here we go again, Paul.
Yeah, I mean, it was a really fun night, and those guys from Ashes to Omens, they were just a great bunch of guys. I
Absolutely.
You know, there was like an instant kinship within
Oh, yeah.
minutes. It was cool.
Yeah, they were wondering
I
why I was
saw
sitting
that.
with their stuff.
You were watching it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, so now I'm trying to put a link up on our feed here
Mhm.
for your thing
Okay.
for Band Together International, and of course
Okay.
it wants me to double verify my login to YouTube,
But
but I can't do that because my phone is what you are seeing us with.
right.
Is it on your
Right.
YouTube page? Or where
It's
is
on
it?
any YouTube page. So
Yeah.
you just put in Band Together International, and it comes up as a channel Joanne.
Yeah.
And that
Yeah, it has
some
has
reason
about
it's-
17 interviews on there, and they're from all over the world, and back in the US too. And
type in Joanne after it and see if
Yeah.
that works.
it's a round logo, green, black, white.
Type in international full
Yeah.
word. See, we need a producer. We need somebody to sit here and just do all this stuff so we can
Yeah.
just do the radio
I
show.
found it. I found
Good
it.
job.
Good Lord God. Almighty.
See, he's
See,
got it.
there
Now see
you
if you can
go.
post it in, because I can't. It wouldn't
There
let
you
me.
go.
I can do friggin' anything.
See, mine wouldn't let me post. Let me see if I can say hi at least.
No, you can't.
No, I can't. Look, it won't
No,
even.
probably not.
Oh, it says
blacked
video
out.
signal has been
Oh my
lost.
God, how much you suck.
What is going on, man? I
Well,
can't
I'm
even.
telling you,
I
your
can't
mother-in-law on
even
that
look.
porn, man.
I can't even say hi.
I don't know. The video's down, but everything else went. We're still broadcasting, so
Paul, we will say hi from you. Paul Adler says hello out there.
This is just friggin' bizarre. I don't understand.
Can you read my mug?
yeah, that's pretty much what I was just saying.
Right.
Oh, I think it's back.
Well, I just reloaded it.
Yeah, it's back.
Now, if I
Or it
can-
restarted. I have no idea.
I saw it.
okay, so I hear things.
Yeah, so-
Let's see if I can type the word hi now.
Stuff is there.
Now it's working.
There you
Okay.
go.
So
There you go.
no, now it's just waiting for signal.
It's the Russians.
As if by magic.
It's totally the Russians.
It could be.
It's the essence of beer in the room. I'm telling
Yeah.
you, that's what it
No, I
is.
saw your hi.
It says
It's
we
working.
ended.
No, it's working. Well, no, this might not. I don't
All
know
right,
what the hell's
let
happening.
me go see if I can fix the feed.
Oh my God.
Paul, why don't you let me drop off and come back on, this way you can get active again.
No, I mean, you're fine. You're on my machine. He's on a totally
Are you
different.
sure?
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Okay.
I just think it's his mother-in-law with all the porn upstairs. Something's wrong.
Oh, something's taking your bandwidth.
All that hentai.
And
think I know what happened.
Yeah, tentacle porn takes a lot of bandwidth.
yes, it does.
I
It does.
I don't know why I know that. I'm just saying,
Yeah, we won't diverge.
I
We won't divulge your secrets to anyone.
I used to
while
be a
we're on
marine
the pod.
biologist. So, what do you think?
It was the double. It was because I tried to log in. My phone
Oh, your phone freaked out.
is not on Do Not Disturb.
You need to stop doing that.
Mhm.
So now we have a new feed.
Quit doing stuff.
Quit doing it.
Goodness.
Jesus, all right, I'm having beer. I can't take this anymore.
So
Oh,
so welcome to the P word again to the people on Facebook, because my broadcast stopped because I got a text message from myself, and
Is that like you go blind from that?
probably unbelievable.
I was raised Catholic. We weren't allowed to text ourselves.
You know, this is
Right.
if we get this other thing, Jim,
Mm-hmm.
we won't be able to have this done with telephones anymore.
Oh, what the hell? We'll have to use real
I did
technology?
speak to that guy this week, by the way.
Yeah.
So I'm being cryptic on purpose, but I was contacted, and I'll just say it. So we are being considered for a heavy metal
Well, you
podcast based out of Chicago.
Really?
Yes, and
Fabulous.
the guy contacted me, and I don't know. He could be listening tonight. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't even be talking about it. But anyway, they put our name in the hat, and I was
Hit measure
flattered to
descending
death
upon
that he
us.
actually contacted me while I was on vacation in Florida, and we had a nice little chat. And he likes the show, and I mean, not that this show
That's
is
awesome.
anything, but
Well, it's literally nothing.
it's literally nothing. He likes the voice. That's what it is.
It's your voices, your radio friendly voices.
It's
Well,
all
his,
good.
mine's just.
Now my mom
something.
says you're great.
Old
mom-
ladies
I
love
think you
me.
both sound
My
Yeah.
mom was raving.
You know how
about
many
your-
of my mom's friends tried to
Oh,
molest me?
Jim,
Yeah, that's-
Jim has such a nice voice.
What's he look like in the shower?
I listen sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
Great, Mom, because I say the word cock. That's great. I just been listening.
Fabulous.
We're pretty good. We don't
Oh,
do any of
boy.
that stuff. We just get other people to do it for us.
Hey, as long as you're not truly saying the P word, you're good.
Right.
Yeah, well. So this is another Oktoberfest. I got.
Oktoberfest. Did you play the beer?
I did not
theme?
play it because
Oh.
I didn't. I don't know.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm gonna play a very quick
Okay.
beer intro. Here,
All right,
here
here
it
we
is.
Oh,
There we go.
Oh.
So that was the whole beer
should
thing.
have put some reverb on that.
Yeah, I'll work on that.
So
But, this is from Iron
I
Hill
felt
Brewery.
that all the way over here.
we'd offer you a beer, Joanne, but it doesn't work through the phone animore.
Yeah, I tried that once and
Tried
it
that,
blew my
yeah.
hard drive.
Damn.
We're working
Um,
on that
So
technology.
it's Iron Hill Brewery's Oktoberfest.
It's a plastic label.
It is. It's a shrink wrap, which is pretty fancy for a
Ooh.
Yeah.
place in Phoenixville. But
So this is reversed. This is
Yeah.
regular trapping.
this
Okay.
is pretty good. I heard good things about it. The guy at the beer store said he liked it, so you can't beat that. And it is. It looks really good. I mean, that
It's
is very
printed.
coppery.
The printing on this is spectacular.
Right, you need to focus, man.
I know. Sorry. My packaging background.
Hmm.
It's got a
What's
nice.
the what's the back taste of the beer? What's it taste like?
Hoppy.
Yeah, the hint.
It's
got-
very hoppy.
It's very hoppy. It's
Mm.
no, it's
got
not.
some
It's
it's not very
not
hoppy.
It's malty. It's got a little. It's
Yeah.
got a little hop. That
It's a little. It's equal parts hop and malt. I would
Trying to
say
think what
with
kind of
with
hop.
some spice,
yeah, and it's got some spice. to it,
nutmeg
so-
or
I
something.
mean, it's your typical Mars and Oktoberfest. It's pretty good. I mean, it's a little darker than normal, and because my little fridge,
I
was,
like this, I
defrosting.
think,
It's a little warmer than normal.
better than the one we had the other week that was very sweet.
Mhm.
This is a little bit more bitter.
Yeah, that was I think that was Sly Fox. So we're sticking with the whole Phoenixville thing.
That's good. Keep it local.
yeah, trying.
Iron Hill's cool, man. I like that place. I used to go to Iron Hill a lot.
Yeah, this is amazing. I mean, look at the color on that though. That's really nice.
Yeah, it's beautiful color.
Now for next week, I've got a special one. I picked up one again. I had to go out today. I was lazy, so I had to run out on my lunch break and go get beer.
Yeah.
Which that's just terrible. It's awful. Oh,
I'm
no
still
one
here.
suffered. But I got some stuff for next week that's kind of neat. It's got a little. It's made in a very cool way.
Okay.
So
Hmm.
I'll go into
Do you
that
beer
then.
taste? Do you beer taste every week?
Every
Yep,
week.
every week.
Yep.
Nice, fabulous.
For a while, we were doing guitar of the week as well. So we'd do a different guitar
Oh,
in the room.
I just spilled all down the front of myself.
I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
oh, Jesus.
But did we do every guitar in here? I don't think we did every guitar.
No, we did a bunch.
Yeah.
I think we did. It's kind of like with the beer. When I go there, I'm like,
Which one?
the hell did we not do?
Right. I mean, and my kid has a couple, or I think one or two at his house. He's got my original guitar, my original Gibson, is at my
I
son's
don't
place.
know what you haven't done. Honestly, I forget.
I feel like we haven't done that dinky.
No, we haven't.
Charvel.
No, we haven't.
And
That's
did
what I
we
was gonna
ever
say.
do the Washburn? I don't think we did that one.
Not that one. No.
The sunburst thing there.
Mm-mm.
Did we do the Ironbird?
I think so.
Yeah, that. And then I have duplicates in here. There's a number of RGs.
Yeah, and then you move stuff around every once in a while.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know where the hell I am.
Well, you know. What
What?
behind? Oh, that was the chair, not me.
Sure it was. Sure, Gilda.
I think we did everything behind here.
I don't know.
I feel like we have.
I don't think you did that guy, did you? The V?
Oh, probably
I
not.
don't think you did.
I could talk about it.
You could talk about it.
It's a rare little beast.
It's nice.
Yeah.
My daughter once said the only true guitar is a flying V.
Well, I can attest that I've been enjoying my flying V for the last. I've been playing the Black Richie Faulkner V for the last 2 weeks live, which I thought I'd never do. And it sounds great. It
See,
plays well. What's the
where
matter?
hell did it go? Oh, damn it! The
What?
hell.
That's a nice lamp you have there.
every time you start the feed, I'm doing something ridiculous.
Yeah.
And the thumbnail looks like
Oh
that.
yeah, I saw that.
Damn
Yeah,
it.
He looks stunned.
Yeah. Oh, I don't like that.
Joanne, your
I wish
lamp
I-
looks like
I
a block
wish I
of cheese.
could see you both because all I can see is me.
Well, you do this.
Oh,
There you go.
I don't.
Aw,
Can you see me?
you're the master. No, Paul, I cannot. You have to poke your head
I'm
over.
hiding in the corner.
There you are.
Yeah.
Hey guys,
That's
just
why
let me know when you want me to drop off. I don't want to.
You can stay as long as you want, or if you have a
on your
Jeopardy tournament coming up you need to watch, you can just bail out.
there's
Well,
that.
I have the voice, but you guys are a little bit more interesting than that. So
I don't know
I'll
about
hang.
that.
I'll hang in there for a little bit.
That's cool.
I don't think interesting's ever been used to describe
No,
this show.
stupid.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
stupid.
really
Oh,
good.
definitely
Lazy.
stupid. Yeah.
I'm glad I finally got to actually see your Paul Adler is live now,
Oh, that's funny.
because a lot of times I'm not looking at my phone, and I wanted to join in. So
I see it
So
all the
thank you.
time when
Oh, George
Yeah, I
jumped
mean,
in
we
there.
even use that in our advertising. It's like,
Yeah,
You're
usually.
listening to the American Moron Entertainment Network.
Day, hey guys, what's going on?
yeah, that's pretty much our speed.
And then we just
Yeah.
usually follow that up with.
you guys were
Don't say right.
talking about Chevelle's. I actually got to kind of put my mitts on it very, very gently. I saw a beautiful guitar Saturday night when I was out at one of my shows.
That was at
And I
Screwballs.
didn't realize, I didn't realize just how beautiful that guitar was going to be until I got up close to it, and it was amazing.
Wait a
Oh
minute, I
my
was there
god!
that night. I didn't see it. Damn it.
I fell asleep. I
Oh
was
my
supposed.
God,
I
it
was supposed to get
was
together with
gorgeous.
Jim.
Yeah.
So we were going back and forth, and he contacted me, and my wife was out at the store, and I said, I'll let you know when I'm done eating dinner, and we'll get together and have a drink.
That was like 11 o'clock.
Well,
and
guess what I was drinking?
that
Oh, no.
stuff?
That stuff.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah.
Why are we not
Oh.
drinking that stuff?
So my drummer gave me a bottle of rum from somewhere, and it's probably illegal. I don't know.
no, it's not illegal. It's just,
It tastes illegal. It smells worse than illegal.
it's,
I tried to make a rum and coke with it. And I almost killed myself.
if you're going to clean something at your house, that's probably what you want to choose.
It was cleaning me out.
Yeah, it's like cleaning
Wow.
fluid. It's not like 151. 151 is paint stripper, but this stuff is
Just a near second.
it's close. Yeah.
good riddance.
151 is 75%. That's 60. What 3 we saw?
62 or
Something
63%.
like that. Yeah. So it's
Oh, wow.
close. I mean, it'll burn. You can set it on fire.
It did. I
Oh,
couldn't get my nose over the cup. So what I was doing was I would take a deep breath, pour it in my mouth, and then swallow.
Ooh,
Sounds like a porn I watched.
a
No,
little bit. Yeah.
Anyway,
A little bit.
It had
that
the
was
word gape in it.
yeah, no.
Okay.
Okay.
As I say that, I look at the thumbnail and I don't want to talk about it. Anyway.
Oh my.
Damn it. But no, I mean, 151 and Everclear. Everclear is like it's about 75. I
Well,
think, too.
Everclear, that's like for some reason I just associate that with teen years because that was always what we used as a
Yeah,
mixer
yeah.
for
Everything.
everything. And it was usually Hawaiian punch or something. And then when we couldn't get somebody to buy us that was when in my world it was what's in the bar.
You just go to get some top
Get a
job,
little bit of everything.
get that bottle of Galliano that's open but somehow
Right.
still full.
Oh,
And then the Canadian Club, and then the gin, and then the tequila, and
Hero Tequila, the Bankers Club Gin, the Seagram 7.
you pour it in one bottle,
Yeah.
you shake it up, and that's the base of your drink. And you better have something really tasty on top of it because it's still going to taste like ass.
And a bucket. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the next morning is not good. I mean, for years I couldn't watch the Mummers
I still can't
because
watch
we
the
drank
Mummers.
that crap on New Year's.
Yeah.
Don't watch the Mummers.
That's what you get for being 13.
Yeah.
Don't do this at home, kids.
I remember the very
That's
first
right.
time I ever went and started not stealing shit, but I was like, what was I trying to do? I think I was trying to get laid. I was 12.
I thought you were doing that last week.
Well, it's every day since
Yeah,
and
me
before
too.
that. And well, basically every day. Yeah. Never mind. Anyway, I went to my dad's bar and I was honestly pretending to drink. I was like sipping just little bits, but like Richie Cunningham, it was enough. So like,
Did your dad walk in?
no.
Jim, you moron!
But my friends, as they
That's drain cleaner.
my friends, as they always do when I drink and I get really wasted, they just leave me.
Oh,
Like they just go. So the chick
What?
left, the chick that lived next door left, and everybody else left. And I just was like kind of tired. So I laid down and just kind of dozed. And my dad came home and I woke up and I'm like, hey, Dad. And he's like, you're drunk.
no, I was sleeping.
My first thought was, how the hell did you know? And I'm like, no, I'm
know.
not. And he's like, you are. I'm like, I have no idea how he knew.
He's
I
like,
went-
because he could smell you from across the room.
Maybe.
That tutti frutti.
It's like one time all my friends were doing something. I was all alone. So I walked over to MTC now.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
school that's across the street from my dad's house. So I'm walking around the field because back then you used to just go out. Like I'm bored. I'm going to walk around the woods and see if I can find a party.
Right. We're a couple deer.
Yeah, whatever. So, drink, eat, whatever. So I went out and walking around and I ran into some guys from school. I'm like, hey, don't you guys live in Philly? What are you doing here? And this guy, John's like, oh, we left a couple of cases of beer out here. We're trying to find it. And weirdly, that didn't really shock me. That was a common occurrence around here. So I was like, oh, you need some help to find it. He's like, sure.
That's funny that somebody would hide beer in the woods.
Always. Probably next to the tree with the porn in it. Nothing.
I just saw the word drunk and clicked on it.
Yeah, no.
There's a drunk Santa too.
So I went and I probably was an ass because I think I drank like 9 of whatever the hell
Oh.
I had. I mean, you know me, I just drink stuff fast.
Probably like, let's see, it was probably like,
It's Budweiser.
oh,
I'm horrified to say it, but it was Budweiser.
it's better than what I was thinking.
It's not.
Schaefer.
I'd rather have Schaefer.
So
Oh,
But
So-
I went home, right? And I'm like 15 and I'm fucked up. Like it took me a minute to get across Allendale Road. And I lived like I could see my house and I'm like, this is gonna be a tough one. So I got across, I went in and I'm thinking, I'm standing outside like, oh God. My dad's like in the front room watching TV. Like
Mhm.
right
So you have
inside
to
the
get
door.
through the gauntlet.
Yeah. So I'm like,
You son of a bitch.
and I'm like, I'm smart. I can do this. I'm gonna go in. He's watching football, so I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna ask him about the game.
I just know how the game pops.
Nope. So I walked in. I'm like, hey, Dad, who's winning? And I woke him up.
Oh,
And he was pissed. I woke him up. God. And I just crawled
first time I
upstairs.
ever got high, I came in my parents' house and I tripped going up the steps,
Oh.
flat faced. Yeah. 14 years old.
That's when you make up a story like, Mom, you got to understand, I was at a Wawa and these nuns were getting hassled by bikers.
No, went in my room.
Mm-hmm.
Father came in. He went, son, you're drunk. I went,
Mom, you're crazy.
yes, Dad, I've been drinking. I didn't want him to know I was smoking pot because he was completely anti-drug.
Mm. Yeah, this is fine.
So that was acceptable. He's like, well, you have to make sure you have a full stomach.
But see, I used to get pissed because my dad would come home drunk sometimes. Like, I thought my dad got done work at 6 o'clock every night. My dad got done work at 4.
Was he at Screwballs?
No, it didn't exist. He used to go to Brownies, not the one in Plymouth, the nice one.
Oh, it wasn't Screwballs. It would have been
It was. I don't even
Fiddler's
think it was
Green.
Fiddler's then.
Fiddler's Green.
I don't even think it was that. I don't know what the hell it was then. But he worked on like Elm Street in Conshohocken.
Okay. Yeah.
So like right there in the DMZ.
So Brownies Plymouth he was going to?
No, he went to Brownies down the street. Where people I know got murdered. It's just a shit dive bar down near the sewage treatment plant in Conshohocken.
It's down there by the sewage treatment
It's the place
plant.
my mom, when she would go to bingo, she would drop me off there.
Just you stay here, son.
Yeah.
And don't worry. We'll take
she
care
would-
of him, ma'am.
She would want to go to bingo, so she dropped me off at the bar where my dad was. And like he would go down there and like
Jim, there's a pinball machine in the back. Dad, it doesn't work.
Shuffleboard. Shuffleboard.
Just keep putting quarters in it and pretend you're doing
He'd
something,
give me
you
like
son of a
50
bitch.
He'd give me like 50 cents and be like, I'm going to be here for a while. Make that last.
Look at shuffleboard. What am I going to do?
It's 10 frames a game, dude. But
I love your fucking family.
well, I told you why I was terrified of the rib house, right?
No.
Oh, so
It's not the little pig out front?
So you remember like when Nancy and you and Brie and I go out and we take the kid?
Yeah.
We didn't have anywhere to put her. We had never had a babysitter, so we just had no choice. So My parents,
Ma'am, is that a child in your dress?
yes, but we used to just like we would my parents every once in a while would want to go out and drink, and I had sisters who were 10 years older than me, but they wouldn't bother, so they dragged me along. So they took me to the Rib House.
Oh my God.
And they knew the guy who owned it, so they were there till like, I mean, it was like
That
forever.
was free deets.
Yeah, it was forever. And my dad he gave me a couple of bucks of quarters, and he go play shuffleboard in the corner, which is where you put your guitars. Which is why when I go over there, I gotta pause. So after like I don't know an hour, I had nothing to do, and they stayed there for like 6 drinking.
6 hours.
I was 9,
God.
and it was like in the middle of the night. I was tired and cranky, and I always wanted to go home.
Yeah.
And I said, so eventually my mom's like, well, let's just go. We get in the car, we go home, nobody's talking. We get in the house. My mom beat the shit out of me
For what?
ruining her night out. My dad gave me that look like, I know this is wrong, but I got to live with her. So I hadn't been in that place since the first time I went with you, man. It was terrifying.
See, now my first experience with that place was I bought a Subaru at Eager Subaru.
Eager Subaru, that's where I got mine.
And the salesman told me that they had good ribs there. So we went over, my ex-wife and I went over, bought some ribs.
You like hookers? There's a place down on Borough Line Road.
So we bought ribs and took them home in our new car, and we had ribs for dinner. And I never saw the place again until I guess it was probably when I got divorced.
Nope, she dropped.
So I started going to the open mics there, and that was back when they Wednesday open mic. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I walked in there and I was just kind of like, oh dear God.
So talking about stories like this, so back in like it had to be like 1982 or 83. So my friend Larry was because I think he was a senior in high school. So it must have been 83. And he got invited to a party, and it was a bunch of rockers, and they were playing like Metal Shop.
Mm-hmm.
I remember they were playing Iced Earth on the radio that night.
Jesus.
And is she trying to call you back? Is that
I don't know. No.
So we go to this party, and luckily I don't know anybody's name that was at the party. And there was a girl there that I sort of recognized, and started drinking.
That's what you do.
And we're at the dining room table, and the guy's like, what would you like? I said, I'll take some vodka. And so he poured me vodka straight on rocks. And I'm not talking, and I'd already been smoking pot.
Yeah.
So I drank this because I felt obligated at this point. The poor guy gave me, so I drank all this vodka. And then I ended up in the backyard. I went outside.
Inside out.
There was this girl was out there. And next thing I knew, I was making out with her. It was his girlfriend.
You're a monster.
I didn't know it was his girlfriend at the time, and I was very drunk. And so went back in the party, and I think I leaned back on the chair and cracked it when I sat in it, and just said to Larry, my buddy, I said, we got to go.
How come all your drunk teenage stories end with you like making out with a chick, and all mine
I don't know.
end with me getting in a fight?
Well, this is the later teen years, not the early teen years.
Yeah.
So then we had to walk home, and it was about, I'd say it was a little over a mile walk. It was the longest walk of my life.
Oh yeah.
We were annihilated. He was annihilated. I was annihilated.
I know a guy who smoked pot one time at at a mutual friend's house. He got lost in the guy's backyard.
Don't do this stuff, kids.
Yeah, he got lost in the dude's yard for like 45 minutes. It's half the size of yours.
Right. Well, when my kid and his friends did that.
Oh, the puke fest.
Yeah,
that was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Man, no,
God. Life is full of these little anecdotal stories.
I mean, I remember one time I went to I was dating somebody. It was college, I think, and I don't know why I was pissy, but took her home, and then I went to a Halloween party. So I walked in, and everybody's like, "Hey, what are you doing? How come you're so late?" And I'm like, "I had a date. She's gone. Let's have fun." And I went over and got a Slurpee cup and filled it full of Captain Morgan's and tossed it.
That'll put some hair in your everything.
Well, then I started drinking beer. And I was about 9 or 10 of that, and when the rum hit me.
Oh,
yeah, it is a bad night. I remember I had to ask my friend to drive me home. The same guy who said he wanted to be dead, but I was really desperate. He drove my car home. And the next morning I got in and I could not fit behind the steering wheel because he had the seat all the way up.
Oh, for crying
and
out
my
loud.
knees were like in my chest. The hell, man. I did that today.
It's like sitting in the back seat of a Mini.
Well, my kid was driving my car last week because hers was in the shop.
Mm-hmm.
And today I was driving over to the first time since she did it. I was driving over to the beer store. Why was it? Something doesn't feel right. And I had the window down, and I went to put my arm up on it, and everything felt. The seat was completely messed up. Like all the controls were wrong. Like I had it. It took me like the entire length of Henderson Road to fix it. I was very, very upset. Don't touch my seat. And then as soon as I fixed it, I realized now everything else is all jacked up. But damn it.
She's in a little contest.
Oh, I saw it. Yeah, I know.
And what's her name's in it too?
Bunch of three people I know are into it. Yeah.
So I won't say who it is and what's going on, but
I voted. I did my thing. I was like, yeah, man. Yeah. I'm gonna put a picture of me on that. I got to do that. Can we do that?
I don't. There's probably a man thing. I don't know.
I don't want to do that.
Whatever.
They'll swipe left, right. What is it? What's the bad one?
What do you mean?
You know, you go on like those things. It was like swipe left or right.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember. I don't
know.
know.
See, now John Michael is on. I just see him there. There he just popped up. So John, this is our second version of the broadcast tonight because it keeps getting jacked up. I don't know what to say.
It's the Russians, I'm telling you.
It probably
fucking
is.
with us.
Yeah.
They know we did all that shit with the Ukraine. That's why they're doing well, because this show.
Well, they like us.
Yeah.
They're like Mikey.
Well, we gave them all those pierogies.
Well, listen, they like stupid stuff that has meaningless
sex.
Yes. And this whole show is nothing but that.
Oh, yeah.
Mark Perry's in the house, too. So we got John Michael on and Mark Perry and Jacqueline Carlino Kearns. And Matthew's back, Matthew Memes. The beer is excellent, Matthew.
It's really good, yeah.
Mark Perry, you mentioned Vito Bratta as you always do. There is a video circulating on the internet from one of their last performances, and or maybe it's from 1989, and it's a beautiful piece. I mean, and I mean this in the most profound way. When speaking of guitar playing, I urge you to look it up. It's from a club, I believe, in New York City. And Vito does a lot of his signature moves, if you will. And there's a review of this, and the reviewer talks about the quality and the precision that Vito Bratta employs, and how he was at the top of his game and probably among the top 5 guitar players in the 80s. And this person went on to state, this is in comparison to the people like Eddie Van Halen and George Lynch and Randy Rhoads. I mean, Jakey Lee. He's in that contemporary circle of guitar players. And anyway, I'm going on like a dork, like I always do. But I urge you to take a look at it if you can find it. It's pretty cool. He was one of the best ever. Mark Perry just said he was one of the best ever. Now, I don't know sometimes, Mark, if you're pulling my leg and being silly when you say these things. But Vito really was one of the ultimate guitar players of the 80s. And it's funny. There were these really campy, sugary bands. Not Def Leppard. They were sugary and campy altogether. But bands like White Lion and She's Only 17.
Oh,
for Christ's sake.
Do we have to look it up?
Oh, what is wrong with me?
It's because you asked me that way.
It's because we had the old fashioned first.
Well, there's that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Winger. God damn it.
So Winger and thank you, Mark. We're on delaying. You still beat us. Winger and White Lion, two of the campiest bands of all time, probably had two of the greatest guitar players of the 80s. And that's no joke. I mean, for real, for real.
I can't drive through Valley Forge without thinking of White Lion.
So I'm talking with Andrea Huck right now, and she's like, yeah, she's asking me to vote for her thing. But I say, listen to our show, and she's not home right now. Of course you're not home.
It's better to listen on a cell phone anyway, because then you can act all like insane when you're in public. What's the big deal? Find a quiet corner.
Yes.
Jump on your cell phone. Go into the video chat room.
I'm just telling her she can use a cell phone.
Yeah. Actually, I need to tell everybody, if you want to call in, you have to use a cell phone. That was the problem we had with like Christine when she was trying to get in touch with us.
Yes.
I think she was using a PC.
Oh.
You can't. I forgot that. You can't.
But I've done calls from my PC.
But on Podbean, it doesn't work. Podbean doesn't work.
You killed your beer already. I've been too busy talking.
You've been talking, and I drink a lot. And I got more here if you want, or I can go get that rum.
So Matthew Memes just said, very true about guitarists stuck in cheesy bands.
Mm-hmm.
It is the blight of many a guitar player. But the true essence of that is if the guitar player can make a mark or statement, if you will, within the confines of a lame band, if you will. That's always an interesting thing when you take lemons and make lemonade in a band. There's a lot of bands that fall in that category, to be honest. Not everybody can end up in a band like Yes and just be pure virtuosity. I was watching The Daily Doug, which I push that YouTube channel a lot on here. Yes, Warren DeMartini is another good example. Thank you, Mark Perry. The Daily Doug this week, he did a bunch of some good stuff, and I found he did a whole thing on Yes, and Yes did some crazy experimental stuff, and he's a doctor of music. Not to be a joke.
That's all right. I'm a doctor of
Dr. Doug
literature,
Hellwing or something, or whatever it is. I don't know. He's great. I love him. And he just goes on and on about the virtuosity of Yes. He likes Rush since he started doing this. He never listened to rock music, and now he's getting into all this rock music, and he likes Iron Maiden, and he likes oh God. He's just gotten into a whole plethora of bands.
Drink more.
Yeah. I can't be eloquent after I've had an old fashioned. It just doesn't work. It just doesn't.
You're not very loquacious.
No. Thank
Gotcha.
you. That's the kind of word I was looking for.
I thought so.
Wasn't he in the Borg?
Loquacious Jones. Yes. He was definitely yeah. He's Borg number 32.
Oh God. So
you want to talk about bands that like get into some weird shit? Like, I mean, don't look at this because I don't want you to know what it is, but
fine.
Like, I know we played the intro because we were kicked off Facebook. A decent drum beat, but I'm going to blow into the middle here. Kind of kicks ass, right?
It's good.
You know what it is?
I think you played it for me once before.
I did. You know what it is?
I don't remember. Oh.
It's a good soundtrack. It's just,
So Mark Perry's saying if you like Rush, there's a band coming to Sellersville called Lotus Land in February. So that might be worth checking out.
Yeah. My kid loves Rush.
Stanley Jordan is coming to if anybody doesn't know who he is, Stanley Jordan was a jazz player who took tapping to a whole nother level in the 80s. He's coming to the Sellersville. I think it's November 10th. I might go. A guy I work with is looking to go, and he's looking for somebody to hang out with. So thinking about heading up and going to that show. I saw Stanley Jordan right after his first album came out. I was attending Temple University, and he played McGonagall Hall, which is amazing. I sat front row to watch Stanley Jordan. I mean, he was very famous at that time.
He tapped.
What's that?
Did he tap?
The whole thing is it's
the whole thing, yeah. Like Gregory Hines.
I'll play you some Stanley Jordan. We see what we can get away with here.
I hate that.
It's amazing what he does on the guitar. I feel like I've played some Stanley Jordan before.
Well, it's like this crap I've been playing. It's like,
well, it's
but
this is more.
I know it is. I'm just playing
more
stuff.
jazz
I know.
oriented.
I was just giving you time.
Yeah, I know.
So you could get through that. And you fucked it all up now. So now you're out of listen to ads.
So let's see if we can just. Here you go.
Yeah, make it look easy, dude.
He was a piano player in another life. This is from 2014. Anyway, that gives you an idea. It's all tap oriented. It's very very interesting.
Hey, Doc.
Hey,
Oh my God.
I lost
How's-
track of time.
That's okay. Time's an abstract concept anyway.
Wibbly wobbly, timey wimey.
Yeah, well, we usually are starting around this time, the old days, but you know, my shit changed. So, my God, the Prophet Emma is here. I don't know what this. I'm terrified and intrigued.
Say what?
The Prophet Emma.
Oh, we have a religious figure on the show now.
Well, maybe.
Don't call me maybe.
Sorry. Possibly. That
Yes.
better? Okay.
In other words,
Damn.
don't stay out too late.
So you ready for Halloween? Do you get your shit together? You all stuff's all
Well,
fixed?
I still have to pull some things out of the attic, and
Oh.
we have a few things we have to create.
Hmm.
Nancy has developed a whole new revision of how she wants to lay things out.
Hmm.
I'm merely along for the ride. I have what I like to do and things I want to do, but I have to compromise.
Oh yeah.
You see. So we're gonna put together a show. We'll see what's going on. We'll see what happens.
See, I don't even bother. We sit out there and just like, all right, what do you want to do? What are you doing? Like, I feel bad. Like we do kind of the same basic thing every year, and then switch it up a little bit and add some stuff.
Nancy likes to do themes every year, and then I just ruin it and bring everything out.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, we had all this shit. I gotta put the shit out.
We put on,
and then so we were talking about that over the weekend. We were actually talking about it last night, and I was telling we were at dinner for my son's birthday with his mom and her husband, and we were talking about the whole Upper Merion has a Halloween whatever it is judging situation, and we don't do our stuff till the day of. I never have, and I've been here for 22 years, and I've never given an inkling that my house is the house where terror comes from. I always set my stuff up. I used to set my stuff up very stealthily.
I think Doc blood.
That's
That's all right. Don't worry about it.
I usually set my stuff up very stealthily and not cool.
Doc, I'm mute for right now.
So we would do all this stuff at the last minute, and it was easier in the old days because I did everything inside of the door, so you couldn't tell exactly where it was. And I used PA speakers, and I used a very small set of speakers, which are not here now. They're actually the monitors for the band. And I would hide them in the bushes, and nobody would know until they knocked on the door, and then all hell would rain down on them.
Oh, it was a nightmare.
Now it's a little different because everything is out in the open. It's in the driveway. It's on the front lawn. It's kind of anticlimactic for me. And I mean that in the truest sense. What I've been thinking about doing in the years to come is maybe doing everything in the yard and having a pathway that comes up from the front walk.
Oh God, yeah.
And goes to my back gate, and then you enter the realm of horror.
I thought about doing that too. I worry about liability.
I'm concerned about some of that as well.
You should talk to your insurance folks first.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that's why I don't
We
do
went
it.
to one when my son was little. I took a break from my shenanigans and took my son and walked him around. And there was a house that a block over that way.
Okay.
And you people can't see what I'm saying, but Jim knows what
I
I'm
know what
talking
you
about.
mean.
Where that twisty pretzel area is.
Yeah, the
And
circle.
These people had it's like a 5-6 car driveway. They converted into a maze.
Oh, okay.
And it was really cool. And you walk through the maze.
Yeah,
and it was, corn husks and whatnot. And that was pretty badass. And I always thought, well, that might be the big route to go. Now we could do that in the front here, but the back just seems more.
If you divert them through the back and have them go around and come, as long as they can get back out.
It's one way in and one way out.
Yeah, that's
the
gonna be
problem.
Weird. But I thought about doing it too, and I'm
Like,
just
who's going to sit in the hot tub?
Well, yeah, I mean, and I don't want to. Well, you just throw a couple of skeletons in there and make it boil.
With green or red light, that might be
Make it look like throw some onions in.
Oh my god!
No, I would do something like that.
Dude, that is a fucking great idea.
Yeah, just get some fake vegetables, stuff you would put on like a bowl, like wax stuff.
Had Bugs Bunny standing there.
Yeah, I have those two guys in that Bugs Bunny thing.
So it was a Daffy Duck. It was Elmer Fudd that was always making this.
No, it was there were the two guys on the island.
Oh yeah,
that really shitty one that was weirdly animated.
The guy with the bone.
And then there was like a little Hiawatha.
Yes.
So you could do that, but you might get busted for doing
God.
racist stuff. You did that, so I wouldn't worry about that. Like Paula gave us a couple of cosmetology heads. That's what's in that.
I was wondering what that was.
So I'm going to just say, like Paula, we had to paint those because they're brown skinned, and I didn't want to have it look like a lynching or I didn't want to make that statement.
I get what you're saying.
So,
Yeah,
but
you
either
still
way,
gotta
I
cross
mean,
any lines.
I painted the one up really good, and it looks really creepy. And I swear to God, it looks like Jennifer Lawrence.
Now I'm getting all this feed for Stanley Jordan. It's funny. Thanks, Mark Perry, for making me delve into the whole world.
But
Talk to Vice President Cheney.
But yeah, I mean, we thought about doing all kinds of stuff like a maze or something. It'd be easy enough to do, but we had the 1 year. The reason we put up that fake fence is to keep kids out of the yard.
Well, you see, and that's another thing. So
they run across the yard. I've got like 50-pound tests.
We've used
I don't want anybody getting beheaded.
We've done the police tape.
Yeah,
before.
I've got that to fill in the gaps, but kids run across the yard and it's just
Here's what I'm thinking,
a
Jim.
mess.
I Mike Calmy is really into this.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't seen his setup, which is
no
unholy god
Just tell me
terror.
what his address is. I need to go over there before Halloween.
He does it all in the same day. It's the same
Oh,
scenario.
really? You guys are fucking crazy.
He is play actors that come and
oh wow,
he is somebody sitting in an electric chair, and Nance and I went last year, and we literally could not tell the difference between the animatronics and the real live actors. The ambulances, of course, utilized, and so Nance and I have spoken about this, that it would be interesting if the three families got together.
Make it sound like the mafia.
Well, the Perrys, the Adlers, and the Calamias.
No, now it sounds like the mafia. Yeah.
But if we put our resources together and our know-how, we could do a haunted house somewhere, and maybe not one for profit, maybe one for donations. Where we have a location and we could bring all this crap that we've all accumulated, and utilize all the technological stuff that Mike and I employ at our two houses with sound.
Oh wow, you make mine sound like shit. Thanks. How dare you?
Yours is visual.
No, there's sound. It's just subtle.
It's subtle
because we have a neighbor who's really loud. I don't want to drown shit out.
I drown everybody out, and then it's fuck like a beast time.
Yeah.
So
that was fun.
I was here first.
I know. I'm not competing. It's those other folks down the road that are competing.
Although I'm probably not leaving the house this year. Like last year, we drove over to Mike's.
Yeah. I couldn't do it. I was too busy.
I'm gonna party like a rock star after we're done and tear everything down. And then I was wondering, depending upon what time the bonfires subside, it might be cool to take a walk around the neighborhood and see what's going on. So I was hoping maybe we could do that.
Yeah.
Because then we could actually do something on Halloween.
Because I mean, I was talking to Chris, and he was saying one of the neat things he liked about our road was people had bonfires.
That's what I'm talking
Now
about.
the mess always has a bonfire. The folks across the street diagonally from me had a bonfire. I was thinking of doing that this year just for the hell of it.
Where do they have the bonfire?
They just had like a fire pit out front.
Oh, okay. Because I'm like, I didn't see anything.
Yeah, they had a fire pit out front, and so I'm gonna see if we can do that. We may not, only because it might screw up the lighting.
Don't touch it.
But I mean, at the very least, I mean, I'm off all that week.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I'm
I
taking off.
always take off.
Taking off for Halloween and the day after, which is Monday and Tuesday. So
Yeah,
it'll be a long weekend.
I need time to just recover from that and just be
Which means I
sad.
need to fill out my vacation schedule at work.
Yeah. But
I mean, are you kidding me?
I don't even know if anybody's covering for me yet. But they'll figure it out. It's not my problem. But
I guess my answer to that is
yeah. But yeah, I mean, I have the inside of the garage. It's funny. The guy who lives next to me, Shira.
Yeah.
I was working out in the yard, and he came over and was talking to me. He goes, how do you fit the stuff? Like on Halloween, I bought black shower curtains, and I built a ring, like around. So I put the shower curtains up so that the garage, you can't see the cans of paint and the mower and all that.
That's what we do. We use a plastic sheeting.
Yeah, I was doing that, and I'm like, screw this. I'm just going to do that. It's a
staple it.
lot easier. It's so much easier. So we do that, and
he uses his brain, and I just blow my way through.
Yeah. So we did plastic for like 3 years. I'm like, I can't keep doing this. It's expensive, and I'm tired of doing it. It's a pain in the ass. So we do this, and anyway, he was like saying, like, how do you do it? Your garage is so full. And I said, dude, that's my workshop right now.
Yeah.
By the time Halloween week's around,
It's all that side.
all that's gone.
Yeah.
That stuff. Like now that like, we have like our old dining room is now set up to be like, just like a sitting room where the new French doors are and everything. That's where all the boxes are right now. Cause we still have to paint all that stuff. And then we're going to have you guys over to see everything else. I still have to paint.
Excited. Yeah.
But,
That
like
just seems too good to be true.
Oh, it totally is. It'll be garbage. The garage is basically, it's almost empty now, except for props.
Interesting.
So I've got all that set up and ready to roll. In fact, let me see if I can show you. I can't show anybody else, but I might show you. I think I have. Holy hell. Where? Oh, I don't have them lit up, but there's some of the props I made.
Oh yeah. That's like what we did with our we did that with the foam.
Yeah.
I have them in the garage. That is
that.
moving to the front door
Gotcha.
with the aliens. So
I've
that's
got
gonna be
that and some other stuff, and I was playing around on Sunday with lighting it up, and Brie to go to the store. She came back, and I was like, "Hey, what do you think of this?" She goes, "Oh my god, that's so cool."
That's what Nancy came up with. She did the same thing. So I saw this online,
Mhm.
and Nancy was like, "Oh, I want it," and I was like, we can't afford it. You don't understand." And this thing's $10,000.
What?
Watch
Why?
this. You could just listening to it's going to be terrifying after the commercial.
Oh, that's horrifying. Anyway,
So give it a
Fucking
second
reverb.
here. It's like 10 feet tall.
that's creepy as hell. Yeah, see, I won't do that because kids in our neighborhood, they're
You're gonna
pussies.
get scared.
Yeah.
I mean, but that runs on pneumatic air.
Mhm.
Oh,
yeah,
my God.
I built a pneumatic system once.
So that's
it's a pain in the
that's
ass.
stuff that goes inside of a real haunted
Mhm.
house. And what we bought this year
So you'd
is
have to buy a compressor,
we
buy a tank.
don't have a place to even put anything like that.
Yeah,
you don't take that apart. It's
Yeah, I mean, I made a whole air handling system, like literally with
Yeah.
with like a big like an overflow tank with valves, and I hooked up what is it solenoid valves
yeah.
to like motion detectors and
Mhm.
stuff. It's a pain in the ass.
Well,
It's a
so
huge
they have these horror cons now
Mhm.
where people that have haunted houses go every year.
Oh yeah,
And this is
fine stuff.
some of the
Yeah.
stuff that And, like, I'm serious about this. Like, if you, me, and Mike,
Mhm.
1 year, in the near future, not necessarily the next 2 or 3 years, but maybe
We need to like get a fire hall.
that's what I mean.
Yeah.
And just do a temporary setup for like a week,
Yeah.
and just make all of the profits go to
Find a charity.
to a
Yeah.
charity. And then we could go to the cons.
Mhm.
So a lot of the best haunted houses have started in this fashion. If you watch,
Mhm.
I watch
Yeah.
a lot of these shows on YouTube channels. They start out as things that just start in people's backyards or in a fire hall,
Yeah.
and they become these monstrosities. And
The shit grows. You have nowhere to, like, we have nowhere to put this stuff
right,
anymore.
we would need a storage place for all this stuff.
Like, I had to clean out my attic just to have places to put this stuff last year.
Our entire attic used to be a thing of Christmas stuff, and now it's all Halloween.
Mhm. We have the upper
And I'm
attic is
getting-
hollow. It's
I'm getting
Christmas.
too old to climb up there.
It's a pain in the ass.
It's
yeah.
getting a little rough.
Yeah. I mean, the last thing I need to get out now is I need to get that portal we built last year.
Dude, everything is still up there. All the frames.
Oh, we brought it all down.
So I have the frames for all the characters up there. I have some of the heads and stuff in the other. This sounds crazy.
like, that pumpkin head thing we have.
Yes.
I just built that on the fly.
We've done similar
shit we
things.
had, yeah.
It's awesome.
It's just shit I had laying around, and now it's like out there.
Here you go. So this is actually a horror con,
Mhm.
and they display, all the stuff that you can buy for your haunted house or your
Well, see, that's the thing.
rides.
We don't buy much. We make all our stuff.
But these people give you ideas too.
Yeah,
It would
yeah.
just be cool to go. They sell you the air actuators. They give you, like it's, so now you're not searching the internet. It's like, I got a guy. I got a guy.
Dude, I am the guy.
You know,
I'm the guy who built that shit for a friend once.
I remember you telling the story.
Yeah.
At a 40-year high.
Oh,
We
for Christ's
actually
sake, just
we
mute it.
actually built a clown. You go up to this guy, like, he had a heater room in his basement,
Mhm.
and he didn't want anybody in there. So we always put something across it. So we put like chicken wire across it, and you go up and it's just two body bags hanging there, right? So if you walk up to it, all of a sudden the body bags part. This clown goes like this and jumps forward
That's awesome.
and starts babbling and screaming and jerking at you like this.
That's the kind of stuff.
And
like,
that we built that from scratch. Like, we literally built that out of like shit like that I had around the house.
of course, guys wearing a Kiss shirt.
But
It all goes hand in hand, man. It
yeah,
really
I mean,
does.
I love going to places like this and looking for shit.
But if we actually had a thing, we could see. These aren't what I was talking about. Like, I'm talking about they sell the actual animatronic. Like when we went last year, you and I went to Penhurst,
Yeah, yeah.
and there was a beast that came down a track at us.
Yes.
They sell that stuff at these
Yeah.
cons. And I would love to, have a rail system and, have a freight train come down at you or something,
We
really
could do
cool.
that. I can figure that out.
A lot of it's, wiper motors and stuff like that.
Yeah, I used one time. I went to a U-Pull and got a wiper motor.
You were the one that told me this. See?
Yeah. We made a friend of mine had just a from the waist up torso of a mummy,
Yeah.
or not a mummy, I don't know what the hell it was. So I took that, I built legs for it out of, I forget what, and then I wrapped the whole thing up like a mummy. And they made he had made a what looked like a jail cell door,
Mhm.
so it's just like a door with
Oh, yeah.
excuse me.
That's fine.
And we put the thing in there, and its hands were holding the bars. And then I put the wiper motor up where you couldn't see it. It moved the whole door frame.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it looked like
Like you're shaking it.
The thing was shaking the shit out of it. And we hooked up. This is the one thing we do every year. You hook up, I usually use CDs because they're just easy. You put a CD of just something going on an infinite loop. You just loop
Yeah.
it forever. And the speakers are on a motion sensor. So you don't have to actuate the sound. You just actuate the speakers.
Right. That makes
And
sense.
we did that. So this thing was like, and then it banged the thing so hard.
Oh my God, man.
It was really freaky. Like we put it in the room where the beer keg was, and I saw chicks like run out of the room. So I was like, okay, my job
They
is
don't
done.
know. They don't know if there's somebody back there. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah, and you and black lights, like all this year, everything's black lit at my house. Like every fucking thing is black lit. Like we're gonna do up the garage again with the shop light. Oh, you know what sound I'm gonna use for the ambiance? This is the sound I'm gonna use for our general ambiance over the whole yard. If it plays without a
I can hook you up with a
Oh, I've got stuff.
PA. That's that black
That's
hole.
just a black hole. That sound is going to be playing out of my
That's awesome.
everywhere. I played it for Bree. She's like, "That's horrible."
It's great.
Like, I mean, here's the shit I do. Like, let me pull this up. There we go. So we're going to use. Nobody can see this, but
See, I use stuff like this usually.
Do you want Doug
No, that
Mastriano's
is scary.
like we use stuff like this. It plays. Ever?
We have a DVD that does that.
Yeah,
I don't have anything to project it to.
We have a couple of projectors. Why do I not have everything here? Oh, there it is.
So I use stuff like this. See if it works.
Yeah. That's where I got, and I pull them down as MP3s.
Okay, I just usually like hook my computer up. And,
Yeah, I don't do that because it could crash. I just do this.
Well, I don't.
And then put it out there like somewhere else.
I have this other thing that I have employed that if everything else fails, my guy takes care of that stuff. You know,
we have a Discman.
I have one too.
It is just, and somebody was like, "Don't you have an MP3 player?" I'm like, "Yeah."
I just get on there and I'm like, "You will die. You will die. 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 I am taking your candy." We're so kid friendly.
Yeah, we got more kid friendly because they come to our house after leaving yours crying.
Well, it depends on which way they're going on the block. I see them literally sometimes cross the street and avoid
I've
both
seen
houses.
that. Yeah,
they avoid both.
I've seen that too. Yeah, all right, I'll be right back. I gotta make a pit stop.
That's fine. Chris Giannini is in the house. Talk about Halloween and how excited we are. So this is what you would hear as you approach my house. And then you might hear, "What do you want? What do you want? I am the nightmare that lies within you. You want candy? You must beg for your candy. There is no way out. You will not escape." Minus the air pop on the microphone. That's what you're going to hear. It's nutty. Kids cry, they run.
Of your place.
And then I'll jump into Elmo.
It's okay. Elmo's here.
I told you that
I'm going to take your soul.
a couple of years ago, some kid like left your house crying, just wanted to go home. And he was like standing out by that weird umbrella tree we have.
Yes.
At the corner of my driveway, and he's talking to his dad, and he's like, "I don't want to go, I want to go home." He's like, "It's okay, this house isn't so bad." And I'm like, "You lying sack."
Here it comes.
So, like, ours is not as, we don't yell at kids. We're like,
I don't yell.
No, you do. You're very loud, and they're scared, man. I remember before I lived here, I saw your house, and my kid was like, I was like, "Going up?" She goes, "You coming with me?" I'm like, "Hell no." I don't go up there. But it's not so much, it's not scary. It's just like, oh shit, this guy's going to, it's like going to Cirque du Soleil. Somebody's going to engage you and you're going to have to be drawn in, and people don't like that. They like it, but they don't.
One little girl every year, she comes up, she starts screaming at me, and she always wants to get on microphone.
Yeah, I remember her. But yeah, I mean, that kid came up, and I that was the yard, blasted him in the face.
Wait till they get get a load of that thing this year.
Yeah.
That's going to be.
Yeah. But I mean, like, the thing, I got to say this, and I'm not saying this is not, and I'm not complaining. I'm saying this town was not as big in Halloween as it was until recently.
Oh, I know that there is a direct correlation between Halloween and Jasper Road.
Yes. Because like it's gotten huge. I mean, now there's like an Upper Merion page on Facebook.
Yep.
For this, and everybody's going crazy, and a lot of the stuff I see is stuff that basically it's from our houses.
Mm-hmm.
And that's fine. I don't care. I'm not doing this to piss on anybody's parade. Go nuts. But it's just like it's exactly what I've always wanted. It's like, especially after COVID, like the kids weren't doing shit. Like now they're out. Everything. There are more kids in the last 2 years than I think there were previously.
Yeah.
Which is cool. And like, what was it last Saturday, we were outside setting stuff up, getting things ready. And like people and even Sunday I went out there by myself to do some stuff, and people, like 4 people in the space of about 15 minutes came by to say they were looking forward to it.
Oh yeah.
And everybody's like, and even on Facebook,
people bring beers down, and it's
we give
cool.
out Jello shots, and we always have stuff, and like, our neighbors bring us, beer and shit. Yeah.
It's going to be fun, man.
It's cool. I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's like I said, the one, we never had like a lot of like crazy shit in our old neighborhood growing up when I was on the other side of town until the big blackout of whatever the hell year it was. And everybody just showed up and it became like a block party.
Yep.
Halloween night on this street is a fucking party.
Yeah, it is.
It's like what goes on down at Bernard every year. In the summer, they have that huge party.
Oh, we went to that this year.
Ours is just
okay.
happens on Halloween.
It's what's her name from?
Shannon.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. I felt bad. I haven't been able to go the last 2 years, but hopefully next time. But Halloween night, it was
crazy hot.
It's just cool here.
Now Richard Tickner just came on, and that guy.
Yeah.
He's been doing his Halloween shows for years too, in his house.
Yep. Yeah. In fact, he was on that Upper Merion site. He's like, "You're a couple houses up from Paul."
Yeah, dude. He takes the cake though. He's got the ultimate setup.
Nice.
One of these days I want to get up there and go on Halloween. It's the hard part is we're busy doing our thing.
And busy. Yeah. It's like
I really want to experience his house. I don't know how to make that all come together. Maybe if he has it together the night before, he could let me know.
That's one of those things where you almost have to like do it for a couple of nights in a row. Like we'll have like the nice thing.
He's outside decorating right now. He said,
"Sweet." I'm actually jealous. What I don't know. Like the thing that kind of sucks about, especially for you do everything the day of.
It's a nightmare.
Yeah, we put out stuff slowly, as we're building it, and then the majors like the portal thing we're gonna build, the gates. They don't come out till the night.
No,
or
you
two
can't
before.
because that stuff's weather sensitive.
Well, I'm making the gates weatherproof this year.
See, that's the other thing. Nancy and I stuff, everything we use is not weatherproof.
Yes.
So
Your
we
stuff
have
is
to
very
be
not
nimble.
weatherproof. Yeah.
And we have to figure out, okay, if it's going to be bad weather, are we moving it all inside? And if we're moving stuff inside, okay, now how are we going to do this?
We do everything that's out now is okay in the rain and the horror, and the only thing that kills us last fucking wind last year.
Oh, we got destroyed. I had major animatronics fall over.
It was doing that Sunday too. We were having a hard time.
What Nancy and I forgot to buy at the store. Okay, I had to tell her after we get done here, which is in about 5 minutes.
Oh right, yeah. But no, we everything can stay out except for the big stuff.
Right.
And like the gates, I would love. Like I don't get how people put that shit out and just leave it out in the rain and the wind and stuff.
It must be weatherproof. I mean, if
I'm
so I had my
destroy it.
Angel of Death guy out the one year. Maybe it was last year. Probably both years in a row. And he took a header. And I had him weighted down with cinder blocks. It didn't matter. And it jacked him up. Something fierce.
The gates we use, they're weighted down with 5-gallon pails of water.
It makes sense. I mean,
yeah. That's how I put them down. But, and then we redesigned the gate. The whole gate's new this year. Even the frame, I reworked it.
I had no idea. That's crazy,
it's
man.
It's all new this year because last year the wind took the old sign.
Oh, we had a windy Whoops, I hit the wrong button.
We could not. We just couldn't. It was too much. Oh man, where'd all my stuff go?
Everything's going away.
God damn it!
I lost my whole thing there with the music. I had a whole theme going. It's fine.
Hang on, I'll find something. But there we go.
It's fuzzy math.
That's horrifying. But
Fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life. So.
thank you, Dean Wormer. But this is what we played a couple of years ago.
We were looking at a Santa Claus over at Home Depot and thinking about putting him out front.
Why not? Yeah. What you should do is have
Put him on a vocoder.
You should have, or have like something holding him upside down.
Merry Christmas.
Did you see the house on the corner had Santa?
Yeah, I love that.
And then it rotted away.
That is great.
But he just left it there for like a year. And Santa event literally rotted away.
That's cool.
So you know who I'm talking about. But yeah, I mean, I would love to put everything out and leave it out. And after Halloween, I don't mind. I'd leave it out like a couple of days. We used to leave everything out a couple of days.
Yeah.
It was only the big stuff that really, it gets windy, man. I mean, it's really unpredictable now. And then that's what I was going to say. That's why we have the garage as like a diorama every year, because if it rains, we'll stay in there.
Yeah, that's how we,
Yeah. Jesus Christ. You should just do that all night long.
Just keep playing.
Just play a bunch of that and record it and then just have it going all night long. Yes, that's fucking weird, man. That's terrifying.
So what I used to use in my first apartment way back when, I used to use this. Let's see if I can find it.
I think this
and
is
then, and then we're out of here.
This is what we used last year.
I love that.
Yeah, this was just playing from the speakers we had out in the graveyard. I just want to leave this playing outside my house all the time. The lady across the street who thinks, we're witches anyway would love it.
If it's here, it's here.
I love reverb, but I don't like it right now.
Not like that, no.
Nope, I need the intro.
But you just want
E5i5 150.
Hang on a minute.
I typed it in, it didn't work. God damn it. So I looped this together when I was in my second apartment. I just looped it over and over. This the intro. That's not it. That's the album.
Oh my God, all my stuff's like screwed up.
Let's see if I put an E5.
All right, my computer is completely idiotic right now.
Oh, here it is. So I had this looped over and over with a couple other things on top of it. And I had a boombox just playing this in like outside my apartment on the ground. Kids were walking up and this is what they would hear. I'm adding some depth to it right now.
The lettering on your screen is freaking me out from this angle.
Yeah, it's disappearing.
Yeah.
So I would have that playing, and
I want you to.
Why are you just doing this? And
that was my little apartment. All I had was a doorway. Hung all my black light posters behind me on a poster board. Put black lights in there and a spotlight, and I was, in whatever outfit I was. Welcome.
Yeah, I remember the first year you guys had it. You just had you had a ton of smoke in your hallway.
We filled the whole house up with smoke.
Yeah, and you were just like skulls everywhere.
And then somebody would run a light in the living room.
Yeah, that was really weird. I didn't like that at all.
I know, I gotcha.
Yeah, that was really weird.
Anyway, Jim, it's that time.
It is that time.
It is that time.
I don't think we'll get busted. It's an instrumental.
I'll just.
Oh, that's terrifying. It's making me nauseous. That sounds like. No wonder people think that.
We're the devil. Anyway, the P word's coming to a close, so I'm going to do some plugs here because that's what I do. Friday night, Instinct, Midhaven, Scott McClatchy, and Pistol Ranger, autism benefit at the Rusty Nail. Crazy, but we're doing it, and the money benefits autism. And so if you want to come out, 7:00 start to the show. My band Instinct's going to be there. Band's gotten a lot of traction in the last 2 years. It's kind of weird. And then Saturday night, my cover band will be at Pagoda Motorcycle. And it's the Pagoda Motorcycle Halloween Bash. It's open to the public. You can go to oldschoolrocksphilly.com and check out the link. You can go there. It's free. It's fun. It's I don't know if it's free, but I know it's open to the public, and it'll be great. And we're bringing the full production. We're bringing a gigantic PA system. I mean, we're bringing the full Monty.
Oh, I think you meant just like physically large.
It's physically large and audibly large if we need it to be. So it's going to be kind of cool. And then the following weekend, Old School will be doing a Halloween weekend starting Friday night, October 28th at the world famous Peppers. Will be there Friday night doing probably all of our pop hits. And then Saturday night, we'll be doing all the metal stuff, I'm sure, at Screwballs for the Halloween blowout Halloween party. And then after that, the world is afire. That's my plugs.
Nice.
And I'm sticking to it. oldschoolrocksphilly.com, unofficial Instinct. My name's Paul, and you're not.
Mm-hmm. And then for me, Wednesday night at 9:00 on Monco Radio, The Cat Call.
The Cat Call.
Radio show.
The Cat Call.
Which is actually kind of badass. She's really good at it.
That's awesome, man.
Give a tune in. Just Google Monco Radio, and it'll come up. It's a Wix site, and you can listen there. Or
it's a great site. They have great shows on there.
Yep. They got a lot of cool stuff. They have
the Kiss Room.
The Kiss Room. Her lead-in is Bollocks with Bob. I always make sure she cleans off the console before she touches anything after that. But no, she's doing a great job. She's having a lot of fun. So tune in 9:00 on Monco Radio on Wednesday. And I got nothing.
You have been listening to the P Word, part of the American Moron Entertainment Network. Nice. I bless you and say good night.
Listening to the American Moron Entertainment Network.
I've started the conversation upstairs about you and the P Word.
What's the P Word? You're listening to the American Moron Entertainment